Hey Aquarius energy, Kandi here. You guys are a whole trip, okay? And the reason why I'm kind of just blaming it on you, even though it doesn't necessarily have to be you, but it's just that I know that Aquarius is like this. It's like you guys are always in your mind, and you guys are just always in your mind, and you do kind of have that selfish energy where you guys are going to try to do what's right for you, like all the time. And sometimes it's not about the other person, which is kind of y'all downfall. All right. I'm explaining it. Well, I'm going to explain why I say this, because I just came on kind of like telling y'all about yourselves, which that's what I'm here for. Okay? So, in the recent past energy, you got the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess signifies someone who's using the High Priestess also talks about someone who is very attractive to many people as well. They're very attractive to many people. So, in this time, what I feel like was happening in the recent past was you or your person was very attractive to many people. And maybe your partner, if this is you that is a very attractive one to many people, your partner was using their intuition. All right? Or vice versa. If your partner was very attractive to many people, you started using your intuition, and it led to a Three of Swords moment, meaning that there definitely could have been a third party situation, something that has to do something with the internet. But also, the High Priestess does talk about someone who may have an addictive behavior, addicted to something, drawn to something that is not in their best good. Once again, led to the Three of Swords, a person feeling in despair, heartbroken, and this could have been you or your partner. Now, I'm going to explain. This Eight of Wands make me think that maybe your partner or you saw some text messages, noticed that there were some conversations online going on. Notice that you were constantly watching porn or, having like a real sexual behavior when it came to the internet of some sort, even if it is just, being on your social media and entertaining a bunch of people, or being on your social media and always like watching raunchy things on it, because that is a type of an addictive behavior, being on the internet even in itself. And maybe they were upset about the fact that you gave so much energy. You were giving energy to something. You were doing something, and it was fast moving communication. And that was in the past, the recent past. But what started to happen now in the present is you guys decided you were still going to build past that. Okay, you guys may have forgiven each other. They may have forgiven you. You may have decided, okay, let me get off my bullshit. And also, though, in this quarantine time, you kind of had no choice but to kind of stay in the house as well. Stay in the house, even though the Queen of Wands signifies a person that likes to really be social. She's very passionate about her endeavors, about her partnerships, about the people that she has around her. And right now, you or your partner is embodying this. So it seems like you guys are all good right now. Y'all guys are building. Y'all are in the house. Y'all are worried about legacy. But with this Two of Wands, it does kind of look like someone is like yearning for the outside. Like he's like, oh, I want to be somewhere else. But, I mean, this also does indicate that you guys are looking for something more of a balance, because when I clarified it, I got the Lovers as well as, what was this guy? Let me see who this guy was real quick, because I had it in my head. Justice. So you guys are trying to bring in some balance, but there's almost like a sneaky energy here. Even though this is this two I see, as well as, because of the staffs I see, you could be dealing with a fire sign. It's like you or your partner almost has a yearning, even though you want to get things in balance. You guys are seeming like you're getting things in balance, but it's something that's not really being said, because when someone is by themselves, this Queen of Staves maybe that Queen of Wands, because she is a social person. Someone is yearning to get the hell out. Like, I need to do something different. I need to get out of the house. I need to get away from my person. I mean, I love my baby, but, and you know, we building something and it's cool in the house, but something about y'all energies are just not matching. It's almost like you guys are out of balance, because even in the staffs, you see one staff is kind of lower than the other. And I mean, even this win-win outcome kind of signifies, oh no, that's more balance. Something is out of balance, because someone is not saying what needs to be said, because on the low, they are yearning. And if this is a such thing as that addictive behavior that the high priestess sometimes signifies, then that person could be yearning to go into their addictive behavior again, which is being social, talking to people, talking to different people, going out, doing different things behind the back of the other person. You know, there's an addiction here, and somebody's itch wants to get scratched, okay? So in this time, my Moonology cards are telling me that you need, Aquarius, to bring love in the situation. Now, this is an Aquarius card. You could be dealing with your own sign or another air sign, okay? But I definitely do see that you may be really dealing with a fire sign, and that comes in like a lot in the beginning. But it's time for you to bring love into the situation, meaning that if you are the person that has this addictive personality, then you need to hone yourself in, okay, in order to make this. But if you're seeing that your person is the one who has these addictions that are like coming to the surface in this time, then you need to be more creative in the way that you bring it out, or at least just be the one to bring it out and talk about it. Bring love, bring some understanding, bring some of that good Aquarius nature into the picture, so that you guys can see what's going on, because there's a yearning here that is really strong with that Two of Swords. And it really doesn't get any better in the future if you don't talk about it, because it's this reverse swords, Four of Swords, and that's basically saying the same thing: restlessness, wanting to move but feeling stuck. There's a lack of something happening, and then what? If you guys don't talk about it, then one person is just going to take it into their own hands, because I clarified it like this. I got the Magicians. You or your person is going to take it into your own hands to change the situation. Now, whoever this addictive person is going to be the one to take it into their own hands and maybe do something rash, like how this Seven of Wands kind of looks like, you know, ending up in an argument, you guys being upset with each other, doing things that are kind of rash and combative, you know, instead of being how the King of Swords is, which is more mentally fair and logical, you know. And also in this space of maybe you're seeing your partner being restless, or they're seeing you being restless, and so they kind of want to change the situation, and they're trying to figure out how. This could mean that they're feeling restless, seeing that you're restless, and they seem a little hopeless. I mean, the Star in reverse comes out, and so the Star in itself is a card of hope. The Star in reverse came out, like I said, and it's a card of hope. So in the future, you guys may start to feel a little hopeless. If you are the person that's noticing that you guys more problems are coming in to the relationship, you may be less giving, or you or your partner may be less giving if they're seeing something going backwards, because you came out of a time when you guys weren't really in it to win it. There was some heartbreak, okay? And maybe your partner or you is recognizing that this is still going to go on. So you kind of are drawing back in your energy. But Spirit is saying that it is a time to give rather than take. You could be dealing with a Virgo. You have some Virgo in your chart. Your person may have some Virgo in their chart. But this is truly saying that maybe you may need to give the other person some space. Because then the future energy, what the whole thing kind of talks about is like maybe outside opens back up. And then that person or you is going to be right back on their bullshit. Or you realize in this space, or you having all this time with this person, that because you guys are acting as a family, you guys live with each other, and it is, you guys are together, but you're realizing like, I am sick of you. Or they're realizing, I am sick of you. And if you are the person that's realizing it, it's really time for you to give more than you take. Because there's no need to end a good relationship if it's really good for you. Just because things are getting hard, I don't know if this is a new relationship or you guys usually don't spend this much time together. And it's like, you have to learn and build and grow with your person, even when things are a little rough. But then also the opposite of that is if you see your person is on their bullshit, or you continuously want to be on your bullshit, then, you know, it is time to kind of take that space and separate from each other. Well, how do you do that in the quarantine, especially if you guys live together? Well, okay. With the Four of Coins, it's talking about putting less energy in. But I think that what the bring love into the situation truly means is if that's what y'all want to do, and if you guys kind of want to be more withholding, and you guys are deciding that y'all kind of want to take a space, even right now, y'all can't. You guys have to be honest with each other. That is bringing love into the situation. Bringing that honesty, bringing that transparency into the situation, because it's not going to help that y'all are doing that anyway, and it's just putting that wedge in it, and then you guys are totally going to be losing hope of the relationship, and you guys are the star card. So I mean, in the future, without the lack of with the lack of communication, you guys are just going to be pulling away anyway. I mean, clarify that with the Hermit, clarify that with the Tower. Clarify that with this reverse Five of Coins. You know, clarify that with the Nine of Wands. Sitting up all night, thinking about it, stressing about it, trying to figure out how to get the fuck out. Basically, you know, it's time to communicate so that you can alleviate some of that stress that may be coming up. Because it doesn't look like you guys are going to want to continue on this path. And it wasn't the Nine of Wands, it was the Nine of Swords. And that is the up all night card. The up all night in your mental space, or them being up all night in their mental space. You know, there is a win-win outcome that you guys kind of have to find. But bringing love into the situation means communicating that with your partner and seeing where they want to go instead of being sneaky. Because being sneaky is what got y'all in the place where y'all didn't like each other in the first place. And maybe the quarantine and having the quarantine and chill has made y'all recognize that even further. All right? And there's no need for anybody on this planet to be feeling like, oh, I have to stay somewhere for whatever reason. If you wanted to get out, get out. And that was the time. You got to be real with yourself. But how do you do it? You have to do it in a more balanced way, because their whole reading has been talking about getting balance, especially with the win-win outcome being in the forecast. I mean, look at the scales right there. Libra is Maya, balance and truth, fairness. So that's what the bring love into the situation is calling you to do. This is what the give rather than take is calling you to do. Don't be so withholding in how you're feeling. And in order for you guys to come to some sort of resolution that doesn't allow you to have to want to kill each other by the end of this. There's no need to mess up your karma by doing sneaky things. Okay, so one of the things that it is saying is that this Seven of Coins is saying kind of honing yourself in once again. Honing yourself in until you guys can make an amicable split. All right? Because it's like a car. It's like he's trying to pack his rags and go. I mean, take his coins, take all his belongings, and get the fuck out of there. And that could be you or your partner. You may want your partner to get out, or vice versa. Whatever the case, I do kind of see a split here, and it being maybe in your best, greatest good with the son. You know, you guys come a long way, and being the emperor, and the emperor with the 7 of coins together is finding a willpower. If you're the person that has the addictions, find some willpower to hone that shit in, because it's not going to help you. Even if you guys want to get away from this person, being the person that's still indulging is not going to bring the justice and the balance into the situation that's necessary. It's no need to create more karma. Okay? And if you're the person that you're wanting your person to go, then this is basically saying, hey, chill out. You know, that's not going to bring justice. See what this reverse justice is not going to bring justice into the situation, acting rashly. So you guys have to sit and communicate. And even if you guys do want to, once again, that four coins came out, want to be withholding and want to be giving less, being less generous to the situation, do that. But don't do it in a way where you're going to create some bad karma for yourself. Because in the end of the day, you guys are already in a situation where there was a third party. Somebody was getting their heart broke. There was somebody who was practicing in addictive behaviors in the first place. And all of this is truly just seeming like a lesson. Like, if you're having addictive behaviors and addictive personalities, then you should be the one to deal with them. And instead of bringing other people into it and having them have to deal with them along with you, it is time for you to, once again, bring love into the situation. But also, when it says that, it's like a self-love. It's about a self-awareness and a self-accountability. Having accountability for yourself. It's a major lesson, because anything else is going to lead to that justice being reversed and a lack of balance within yourself, because you're going to have to deal with whatever you bring to other people. You always have to deal with that. And if this is your person that is doing wild shit, then they're going to have to deal with that. But the best way for you guys to come apart, once again, amicably, like I said, is to have that communication. So, I'm pulling from my Love Oracle, just so I can get some advice for you guys. And I really enjoy this deck. You know, it gives a perspective of what a fling is turning into. It gives a perspective of friends and family, because, you know, love is all encompassing at the end of the day. It also gives a viewpoint of long-term relationships. Oh, whoa, okay now. Yeah, y'all somebody's a party girl, party boy. Right? Okay, so the first card that came out is Billie Holiday. All right now. So it says, a kiss never tasted is like a fine wine wasted. Now, this could be your person or you saying, you know what, I gotta try it. I gotta do it. See, that's that addiction. That's that addictive behavior. It's like, oh my goodness, I have to hit up that ex. I have to look at this porn. I have to talk to people and DM in the DMs and the messengers and all of that. I have to continuously be looking at a lot of sexual things, or being overly sexual or flamboyant online, something that my partner does not like. That's the addictive behavior. It also says you'll never know when to stop until you've had too much. And so this is a real thing about saying, you know, honing in yourself, because you're not recognizing that if this person is a good person to you, you may be losing them. Or if your partner is the one that's, you know, this party person and this addictive type of person, then they may be losing you. And now is the time to really sit back and see what's happening in your surroundings, being cognizant and being aware. Okay. The last quote on the card is, you can find friends in the darkest places. So this kind of is saying that you may find some form of confidant in a place that you didn't expect, at a place that you would not have been looking for it in, especially if you are the person that kind of wants to confide in someone about if your partner is being a little bit out there. But also, if you are the person that's being a little bit out there, you may be getting some advice from somewhere you did not expect. So then I got the Ricky Martin card. I don't know if you guys, because my lighting is pretty bad right now, because I fix a little bit of stuff. But sex is like exercise. Practice and discipline are essential. Like, this is showing that, you guys have some real addictive behavior. Whether that be flirting or sex addictions, I heard. Maybe you may like the same sex. I mean, Ricky Martin is homosexual. So it says the crowd can go wild, but love is something only your secret heart can know. It's really, in a way, telling you to be honest with yourself about where your love really lies, or where you want it to lie. Almost like understanding your virtues, and if this person is really best for you, or if you're best for this person. It is truly about accountability. But it is, once again, honing yourself in and bringing love into the situation in that way. Because even though right now it seems like you may want to go your separate ways, and I mean, the future energy read that. Like, you guys want to be free of whatever this is. Or at least your partner may be wanting to be free of whatever you guys have. That can always change. Once again, energy is fluid, and you guys have willpower. You are the ones who know if this is the right person for you. You guys, willpower, that's not what I meant to say. You have your own power to do what you want, your own will to do what you want and what you see fit in your life. And the crowd could go wild, and your mind can go wild, and the fact that you want to break away, it can go wild. But you do have to be mindful of what you may be giving up, because I do sense that your person may be a really good person to you and like hold you down in mental spaces and emotional spaces that a lot of people do not see. And this is what it talks about, like the friends in the dark places. They might be very well be that friend that's in, like, you may talk shit about them, your partner, but they are actually really good to you. They're good to you in the fact that they kind of let you just be you, and they are actually dealing with and working with, I mean, you guys came from a Three of Swords, so it may be that your person just was still willing to work with whatever that you was willing to give them. And to take them for granted, or to not communicate, like I said, and bring love into the situation, is truly selfish. And this is vice versa, because like I said, maybe it's wrong for me to just automatically assume that it's my Aquarius that's causing these problems. I just know enough of y'all to know that y'all are kind of like, you all guys are fixed signs, so you kind of like my way or the highway type of people. But that very much could not be true, and you could be dealing with someone who is not understanding and seeing your worth, and that's not fair either. And not even surprisingly so, the last quote says, keep your friends like your bathing suits tight. So if that is your partner and they are really actually good to you, and they do have that friendship vibe, and they're like with you through thick and thin, and they're dealing with your shit and dealing with their shit, and vice versa, if this is you, this is a friendship that you want to be tightening and getting together and becoming closer, and that's why it says bring love, because you want to bring that communication and respect each other as friends, and vice versa. This is exactly what they should be doing for you. But it also does go back to when it says friends in dark places. Utilize your friends, and even some friends that you don't expect, and talk to them about it. I don't suggest talking to another person outside of your relationship, meaning like talking to a potential suitor or someone that's interested in you and trying to get them to be your confidant. with y'all relationship issues. That's not right. All right. And if your partner was doing that or is doing that, that shit is not right. And I'm not condoning it. Like, step up, because friendship is a part of love. Step up. You know, and like I said, if you guys are wanting to go the separate ways, step up and, you know, maybe ask for some advice for, you know, from your close friends, like your close friends, the people that really truly know you. So the last card I got was the Britney Spears card. See, that's what I said. And it's almost like this thing is that I'm a slave for you. That's your addictions. Cut that shit out. But no, in all honesty, when it says, when gambling with love, hedge your bets, it does say that, you know, you're doing something risky or your partner is doing something risky. So you have to be, once again, cognizant that you're putting yourself out there in the best way possible. You know, or you're able to kind of hone yourself in order to recognize what's real and what's fake in your life, because your addictions are usually things that get you into temporary situations that don't have the best outcomes. You know, so the next thing is take the risk of getting hurt, because being in love can be toxic, but the high is amazing. So it is kind of saying that your relationship needs to take a turn for the better. Like, once again, making some communication happen, even if this is a situation you kind of want to get the hell out of. And then that's why I feel like the toxic word came out, because this relationship can be viewed as toxic, the one that you're in, the one that you're trying to get away from. And you could be the toxic person, or they could be the toxic, or just the way that you guys come together can be sort of toxic. And I mean, if it means something to you, it's time to clear that toxicity up. And once again, take responsibility and take accountability for the part that you're playing in it, and coming to communication to let them know what part they could be playing in it, because there is a reason why you're restless. There's a restlessness, and it's not just in you. It's something about not getting everything that you want and everything you feel like you deserve. And this is what could be triggering these very toxic behaviors, or vice versa, in you guys' relationships and addictive behavior. Lastly, it says, trust your family to take care of you when you can. And I want to kind of go back to say, you may find friends and confidants in the most unlikely places, and it could be family members or people that you consider family. So it's kind of just telling you to kind of look at all of your relationships objectively and seeing what's important to you and coming into conclusions about it that way, so that you can clear this up. And I keep hearing karma, like that's why I keep saying it, so you can not have this residual karma or this person cannot have residual karma for being in a relationship and not doing the best that they possibly could to be fair and balanced. So I got some affirmation cards, and the first one is, let yourself be silently drawn by the stronger pull of what you really love. This is, once again, honing in your addictions, or them honing in their addictions, and really looking at what's important, you know. And this is in a way that you can heal, once again, bringing love into the situation, healing the situation by really looking at what's important. And if it is that your person is being this wild, social, addicted person, well, it's time for you to look at the situation more objectively and say, well, you know what matters to me? Am I being fulfilled in this relationship? Am I getting everything I need? Because that's the reason why most of you guys' cards coming up is an imbalance. And you have to bring love and what you really love into your view and balance it out for you. Okay? So next, it says action is the foundational key to all successes. And this talks about you guys really are restless, or your partner is restless, and you guys are trying to figure out, well, how do we end this amicably? It just says talk about it and tell them what you want. If you don't want to be doing this anymore, let them know. If you want to be doing this, make the change. Just that simple. Act on what you know is right, and don't be the one acting on things rashly, because that's not going to help. Act on communication and being truthful. Okay? And so the last is act as if what you do makes a difference. It does. So if you're the one who has this party thing going on, recognize yourself and start to make a change. Simply, in this case, at least take the time to just recognize yourself and see where you want to go with it. All right? Because your partner is looking at you, and they're dependent on you. And this is if you are the one creating this drama, or feeling this restlessness, or like ready to just cut this shit out. This can be a situation that can be fixed, okay? If you guys want to fix it. But also, like I keep saying, I just keep hearing karma. Don't fuck your karma up chasing something in secret and being sneaky and having that deceptive energy, where you can just be honest about what you're about to do in your life. All right? So I love y'all. Hit me up for a personal reading. Follow me on IG at king.kira.kandi.